In a quiet village, nestled between green hills and winding rivers, there lived a young man named Jiro. Like many others his age, Jiro had dreams. Big dreams. But unlike others, he wasn't searching for fame or fortune. He simply wanted to grow something remarkable. Something that would stand the test of time. Something that would remind the world that beauty takes time to bloom. One spring morning, Jiro visited the village market and found a traveling botanist selling rare bamboo seeds. "These," the old man said, "are special. But they demand more than water and sunlight. They require patience." Jiro bought them all. He returned home, tilled the soil with care, and planted the seeds in a neat row in his backyard. Every morning, he watered them. Every evening he checked the soil, hoping to see the first sign of life. But days turned to weeks, weeks into months, and still, nothing. His neighbors laughed. "You've been tricked," said one. "Why waste time on dead seeds?" said another. Even his family began to worry. "Maybe try growing something easier, like lettuce," his uncle suggested. But Jiro just smiled and said, "If the roots are growing, I can wait for the shoots." A year passed, then another, then a third. Still, no bamboo. Yet Jiro continued his ritual. Water every morning, whisper to the earth every night. Sometimes he'd sit in front of the patch in silence, watching the wind blow over the soil. To the world, it looked like madness. But in Jiro's heart, it was faith. By the 4th year, some villagers stopped talking to him altogether. To spend 4 years nurturing nothing, it's sad, they whispered. But Jiro didn't waver. He remembered the botanist's words. To grow tall, one must first grow deep. Then, on a rainy morning in the 5th year, something changed. Jiro stepped into the garden and stopped in his tracks. There, emerging from the earth like a promise kept, a small green shoot. He knelt beside it, tears in his eyes, not from surprise, but from recognition. The bamboo had begun to grow, and it didn't grow slowly. It soared, 3 feet in a single day, then 5, then 10. Within weeks, it towered over every tree in the village. The same villagers who mocked him now stood beneath its shade in awe. "How is this possible?" they asked. Jiro replied, "It took 5 years to grow, and 5 seconds to be seen." An old farmer, who had watched Jiro for years, stepped forward and said, "The bamboo wasn't doing nothing all this time. It was building roots, deep enough to support its great height. If it had grown any sooner, it would have collapsed under its own weight." True strength is often invisible, until the world is ready to see it. Jiro's story is not just about a plant, it's about us. In life, we often compare our journey to others. We look around and wonder, why is everyone else ahead of me? Why am I still stuck? But what we don't see are the roots we're building, the resilience from failure, the wisdom from silence, the depth from waiting. The world may not recognize your efforts today, but like the bamboo, when the time is right, you will rise.